5 starts now.
Good evening and welcome to News Watch 12 at 5. I'm Dan Hagan. We have more on the death of Lily Peters from Chippewa Falls. An 8th grade boy is being held on a $1 million bond for murdering Lily in the woods. Kate Raditz reports from his first appearance at court.
The juvenile arrested for the murder of Lily Peters appeared in court via video from a juvenile detention center in Eau Claire. We are not showing his face as part of a court order, and his name was not released. The criminal complaint is also sealed. District Attorney Wade Newell told Judge Lane that the 14-year-old defendant, referred to only as CPB, told law enforcement he went with Lily Peters on the walking trail Sunday with the intent to rape and kill her.
When he did get off of the trail, punched the victim in the stomach, knocked her to the ground, essentially strangled her, hit her with a stick before strangling her to the point of death before he then sexually assaulted her.
The 14-year-old suspect faces 3 felony charges, first-degree murder and 2 charges of sexual assault. 2 of the charges have a maximum penalty of life in prison. The defendant, who law enforcement say knew Lily, has dark hair and kept his head down during the hearing. He did not address the court. His attorneys asked for a $100,000 bail.
He is 14 and an 8th grader. He cannot drive.
But the prosecutor wanted a $1 million cash bond, which the judge granted. Multiple law enforcement sat in the gallery of the courtroom. It did not appear any of Lily's family were present.
I try and be the prosecutor I would want if something happened to my daughter. And so that's the way I look at things, and not try to get too emotionally impacted on it, but just be professional and do what is necessary to have justice done.
In Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, Kate Raditz, WCCO 4 News.
Meteorologist Conrad Supinski joins us now. Conrad, I gotta say, kind of nice out there today.
Yes, yeah, finally some clear weather out there with those mostly cloudy skies. We do have a little thicker clouds starting to roll on in. It's actually by the Wausau area, and this will be moving on in. And those clouds are getting thicker because some more rain is back in the forecast tonight. So this right over here doesn't look like much, but this will be our next system tonight into the morning hours on Friday. Won't be a big low pressure system, just some on and off showers, maybe some snowflakes may mix in. But this over here in the west coast is our next bigger low pressure system that will be moving in by the weekend. So our future radar does show a little bit of that rain by tonight and the morning hours tomorrow. And then quickly moving on out, clearing out by most of the day on Friday before another low pressure system moves in by Saturday and lasting until the morning hours on Monday. But hey, temperatures pretty mild out there from the 40s to the lower 50s all across the region. But tonight, temperatures will continue to drop into the mid 30s. Dan?
With a 15-8 vote, the Starbucks in Oak Creek, Wisconsin became the first in the state to unionize. Over 200 Starbucks locations across America have filed for elections to be represented by Workers United. The workers at the Oak Creek Starbucks asked for union recognition back in February. Workers United is fighting for Starbucks baristas to help build safer and better workplaces. Starbucks workers in Plover, Madison, and the Fox Valley will also cast their votes for union representation in the future. Today, Senator Tammy Baldwin introduced a resolution honoring Workers' Memorial Day, an annual day, to recognize the anniversary of the Occupational Safety and Health Act, better known as OSHA. The senator stated that she stands with labor to honor and remember victims of workplace-related death, injuries, and disease. The latest numbers from 2020 show that in Wisconsin, 34 people died working in the construction and manufacturing industries out of a total of 108 work-related deaths in the state. The resolution calls on U.S. citizens to observe Workers' Memorial Day with appropriate ceremonies and respect. OSHA was created on April 28, 1971. Wisconsin voters are growing more pessimistic. That's according to a Marquette University Law School poll released Wednesday. The poll showed that 36% of respondents had a favorable view of Senator Ron Johnson, with 46% being unfavorable. Democratic Governor Tony Evers had higher numbers, with 47% favorability and 42% unfavorable. Both are up for re-election in November. Meanwhile, 56% said this state was on the wrong track, a number that has steadily increased over the past 3 polls done since October. Most of the respondents to the Wisconsin Conservation Congress Spring Survey say they support limiting the state's wolf populations to 350 animals. A survey question asked if the respondent supports that number. Of the Wisconsin residents who responded, about 13,000 said they supported limiting the wolf population to 350. 6,500 said they did not support that, and 2,000 had no opinion. The DNR's current wolf management plan dates back to 1999 and lays out a goal of 350 animals. The latest population estimates put the number of wolves roaming the state at around 1,100. Several Vilas County organizations gathered Wednesday to honor the impact of Berkeley Adamovich, a 10-year-old who lost her battle with a rare form of bone cancer in December. Teachers and law enforcement played basketball against each other. It was called Books First Badges. The game raised over $6,200. It's hoped the event will become yearly with changes to the format and what charity it benefits. And if you're wondering who won, Badges beat Books 59-58. Starting tomorrow, people will be able to watch professional glass blowers in Wausau. Outdoor demonstrations will take place at the Lee Yawkey Woodson Art Museum in Wausau from April 29th, so tomorrow, to May 8th. Professional glass blowers from New York will show off their art. Colorful bowls, vases, and other decorations will be made. This is a family-friendly event. The demonstration over the next 10 days will be free to the public and will be held from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. A steel fabrication plant in Tomahawk has been growing steadily over the past 3 decades. The Daigle brothers traced their history back to 1987 when Steve Daigle was a subcontractor at Southside Welding. In the early 90s, the company began its first large-scale structural steel project for the Tomahawk Middle School. The business has grown since then to employ more than 50 people, taking on projects in large cities like the Dane County Airport expansion, which was one of their most recent bids.
There's 800 tons of structural steel, and literally probably with all the different stairways and hand railing and stuff like that, there's probably 8,000 man-hours that goes into a job like that.
Working in the structural steel business comes with some challenges, mainly being the need for each piece to be very precise. Daigle's company engineers and models every piece of steel for a project they take on.
We tell them where every single piece of steel goes, how it should fit, so that when it shows up on the job site, they know what to do with it.
Coming up on our 6 p.m. broadcast, Newswatch 12's Kyle Pozorski will explain more about their history, where they are now, and what they plan to accomplish going forward. The economy continues to be the top of everyone's minds as some fear a recession is on the horizon. We'll tell you why experts say it may get worse before it gets better. That's After Weather with Conrad right here on Newswatch 12.
Saturday, April 30th, the Wisconsin Department of Justice will be holding a free prescription drug take-back event. If you have unused or unwanted medications, ointments, patches, non-aerosol sprays, inhalers, vials, or pet medication, clean out your cabinets. Don't let your old medication fall into the wrong hands by disposing of unused or unwanted medications properly. For more information on locations and accepted items, go to doseofrealitywi.gov. This information is brought to you by the Human Service Center of Forest, Vilas, and Oneida County.
Drive a Honda, the adventures go on and on. Follow your adventures with the thrilling performance of Honda, the brand owners are calling the most fun to drive. Hurry into a local Honda dealer where new vehicles are arriving daily.
Keeping your family close together in your home these days are important. Let us remodel your kitchen and bath. Kitchen Bath Mart specializes in complete remodels for the past 35 years. From design to install, we'll take good care of you. Stop in or call us today at Kitchen Bath Mart. We're your #1 choice in kitchen and bath remodeling. Highway 70 East in Arborvitae.
We have a school shooting. It wasn't his idea. His father urged him to murder. There's more to the story.
Little girl.
She disappeared 20 years ago. She's been found.
We're not dropping this.
I've been robbed. Steal it back.
Boss, are you seeing this?
Good afternoon and welcome back, everyone. So behind me, we have a shot from Minocqua. So pretty calm weather out there, just some mostly cloudy to cloudy skies all across the region right now, as shown in the radar with those thicker clouds starting to roll on in, and that is because we have some more rain back in the forecast. All of this right over here doesn't look like much, as most of it is just to the south of us, south of Chicago area, but overall a little bit of showers will be moving in tonight and into the morning hours tomorrow. Very light rain, but all of this is green showing up here in the west. This is our next low pressure system that will be developing and moving in by the weekend. And this one will be a longer system, as it will be pretty much lasting here all through the weekend and into the morning hours on Monday. So now we do have a little rain tonight into the morning hours tomorrow. Very light rain at that, some spotty showers. And then the bigger event, the bigger low pressure system moves in by Saturday, lasting through Sunday as rain, as those warmer temperatures finally moved in from the south. We are pretty mild out there right now, in the 50s all across the northern part of the state, but still well below average, as our average this time of year is supposed to be in the upper 50s. So most of the upper part of the country is below average, going from the East Coast all the way into the Midwest and into the upper Midwest. We are below average, with pretty much average temperatures to the south of us. And here we are supposed to have temperatures around 59 degrees. So yeah, we've been nowhere near that. We've been in the 30s, 40s, some 50s out there. But yeah, 59 is that average high this time of year, with an average low of around 34 degrees. But look at in 1952, a record high of 92 degrees. Wow, wish we had those warm temperatures out there today. But hey, we'll still take those 50s any day. So like I mentioned earlier, 59 is our average high. Nowhere near that this weekend and even beginning of May, as we'll continue to be in the 40s and some 50s showing up there. But overall, below average temperatures will be continuing for the next week and a half to even around 2 weeks, with most of the Midwest and even Northeast being really below average, and a little bit warmer to the south by Florida and by the Texas area there. But tonight, some rain becoming maybe a possibility of some rain and snow overnight, as temperatures cool off into the mid-30s out there. Tomorrow, another mild day out there, still below average, but temperatures around 52 degrees with some morning showers and that rain quickly moving on out. And our 7-day forecast, brought to you by Northwoods Furniture Mattress, does show that next low pressure system moving by the weekend, and then more active weather by beginning of next week. Dan?
Gun violence in the U.S. rose during the first year of the COVID-19 pandemic. That's according to a study published today. And there were roughly 4,400 deaths linked to firearms between March of 2020 and the following February. The findings came from data collected by the nonprofit Gun Violence Archive. 4 states, New York, Illinois, Michigan, and Texas, accounted for most of the shootings. Researchers cannot say if COVID-19 itself factored into the increase of gun incidents compared to other issues, including civic unrest. 1/3 of teachers say they've been verbally or physically harassed during the pandemic by students. That's new data from a recent survey by the American Psychological Association. The abuse is happening across the country. For example, in Las Vegas, you'll see kids taking self-defense classes like karate and jiu-jitsu, but now teachers are signing up too. After several incidences of violence, teachers are taking safety into their own hands and taking self-defense classes. Education experts say teachers' working conditions, including their physical safety and mental health needs, has been a long-standing concern, and they worry if harassment against them continues, more and more will give up on teaching altogether. Menthol cigarettes may end up fading away like smoke. The Food and Drug Administration is expected to unveil a rule that would ban menthol from being used in the production of cigarettes. Officials say this is a necessary step to help protect public health. Nearly 19 million people smoke menthol cigarettes. The FDA says taking menthol out of cigarettes could result in saving 650,000 premature deaths over the next 4 decades. The CDC says overall smoking rates hit an all-time low in 2018, but they add smoking is still the top cause of preventable death. The FDA is also working to make drinks more safe for children. Officials are calling for lead levels to be reduced in apple juice and other juices. Lead is a naturally occurring element, so it can't be completely removed from the food supply. But they say establishing a 10 parts per billion level could result in a close to a 50% reduction in lead exposure. This is part of the agency's Closer to Zero action plan, which debuted in April of 2021. There's no significant danger of radiation at the Chernobyl plant in Ukraine right now. According to the International Atomic Energy Agency, officials measured radiation in the area over the past few days and said although there's a slight increase, it's still below the authorized levels. The nuclear power plant is back in Ukrainian control after it was taken by Russian forces a few weeks ago. The head of the IAEA also says he hasn't received information regarding reports that Russian soldiers may die from radiation exposure in a nearby forest. A report out today gives insight into how the U.S. economy is doing. It shows the gross domestic product for the first quarter of this year. Amy Kiley reports some economists warn about the increasing chance a recession is coming.
Today, the government is reporting the U.S. gross domestic product for the first quarter of this year. It shows how the economy did from January through March. The White House suggests going back another 3 months to get a broader picture.
When taken together, growth over the 2 quarters is expected to be at a solid pace.
Those numbers may be from the past, but economists say they could tell something about the future.
If you look at a lot of other forecasters, they are also saying the risk of recession has been rising in recent months.
Declaring a recession is complicated, but one big indicator is 2 consecutive quarters of inflation-adjusted GDP decline. Deutsche Bank just announced it's predicting a major recession. It points to the Federal Reserve wanting to bring down rising prices by raising interest rates.
Basically, it was always going to be difficult for the Fed to get things just right, to raise interest rates just enough to tamp down demand and get inflation under control, but not too much so that it tipped us into recession.
Another factor is supply chain issues, from Russia's war in Ukraine to the pandemic and China's recent response to COVID-19.
A lot of people right now still haven't been able to find a logic behind putting thousands, hundreds of people into these fan tanks, into these makeshift hospitals. And we don't yet see the end of lockdown here in Shanghai.
A recession could affect Americans by causing unemployment and a lower standard of living. I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Everybody has times when they need a helping hand, and one Florida family was lucky to get one, and they were able to share a reunion with the officer that helped them out. We'll break it down after the break.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
It's not an I thing, Dad. It's a we thing.
Get 25% off after spending $25 when you order online. Order now at papamurphys.com.
Goodwill starts with you every time you shop and donate. Your support opens the door to new opportunities and creates possibilities for people with barriers to employment. When you shop Goodwill, you'll find home decor, clothing that fits your unique style, and other one-of-a-kind treasures. You'll also keep items out of the landfill, all while supporting job training, financial coaching, and more. When you shop at and donate to Goodwill, you open doors to possibilities for neighbors in your community. Goodwill starts with you.
Hurry into Menards and get 11% off everything you need for your home. Find your style with a Patriot Lighting ceiling fan and add elegance to any room for your home. Save today and get 11% off all ceiling fans from Patriot Lighting. Accent your home with Patriot Lighting solar lights. They're a perfect way for adding convenient accent lighting to your home. Right now, get 11% off solar lights from Patriot Lighting.
Save big money at Menards.
Culver's couldn't have started anywhere but in Sauk City, Wisconsin. Still today, we are a family restaurant. Here, nearby farms grow the food we eat, smiles are contagious, and everyone is someone's neighbor. It's a place where our love of fresh food is as strong as our love for each other. It's a feeling of welcome you'll notice the moment you stop by. Because where we come from has made us who we are, and for that, we couldn't be more proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
It's not an I thing, Dad. It's a we thing.
Get 25% off after spending $25 when you order online. Order now at papamurphys.com.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Furniture and Appliance Mart.
It was a teamwork of a different variety for two NFL hopefuls on Wednesday as they worked a Las Vegas drive-thru in an effort to interact with fans. Ahmad Sauce Gardner of Cincinnati and Jameson Williams of Alabama are usually rivals, but on this afternoon they became co-workers, working the drive-thru at Raising Cane's in Las Vegas. The two All-American athletes are each expected to go high in the draft, which starts tonight at 7. A happy reunion in Florida after a potentially deadly experience. An Orange County deputy and the toddler he helped rescue from an apartment fire were brought back together this week. Dave McDaniel reports.
I know he was sent from God to save us. The effort that he put in was just truly amazing.
I'm coming. The body cam video shows Deputy William Pazimski doing what it takes to get to a 2-year-old on the 3rd floor as the Orange County apartment building is burning.
He's like, give me the baby, as he's climbing and trying to get himself sturdy. And I'm like, I don't know, I don't want to give you my baby.
But she did, and now little Sophie's safe.
That deputy is my hero. He's changed my outlook on law enforcement, on people, because he was prepared to lose his life to save mine and my children's.
The sheriff's office put some video and photos on social media showing a Tuesday reunion. The mother of 4 and the first responders who answered the call. 2-year-old Sophie did get a burn on her foot, but thankfully.
It's getting better, right? Because we can actually touch it.
As I saw the officer climbing up, and then I heard him talking about passing Sophie down, and that was just scary.
13-year-old Jeremiah and his siblings had managed to get out and watched the amazing rescue. Barbara said nothing was salvageable after the fire. Presently, she and her 4 kids are in a hotel, but at some point, she'll have to be starting over.
I just pray that me and the kids just have somewhere to live and call home and feel safe. For now, credit for the rescuers. I'm just happy I'm alive and I'm here to share my story.
Go with the flow at Dvorak's Docks. Flow from Dvorak's Docks is installed by trained in-house employees. That's right, no subcontractors needed, so your shoreline setup is guaranteed. Get flow from Dvorak's Docks by calling 275-DOC.
Hi, I'm Brian from Creative Granite. When I need the forecast from Minocqua, I go to WJFW.com for my hometown forecast.
Your hometown weather, available 24/7 at WJFW.com.
Moments of life are special, and suffering from diabetes should not get in the way. US Med's mission is to find ways to make your diabetes more manageable and more comfortable. You deserve to enjoy life without the constant reminder of living with diabetes. If you monitor with 4 or more tests per day, inject insulin 3 or more times per day, or use an insulin pump, you may qualify to receive a continuous glucose monitor, the latest in diabetes technology. A continuous glucose monitor provides blood sugar readings without uncomfortable finger sticks and alerts you real time to potentially harmful spikes in your blood sugar levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurance companies. If you're a caretaker for someone who suffers from diabetes or have diabetes yourself and meet these conditions, please call our diabetic specialist now to see if you qualify for your continuous glucose monitor.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar 4 more times per day, injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetic Health Hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. Not only can a CGM immediately reduce pain, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. And if you have Medicare, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. We'll also provide free shipping of your new CGM, and we'll bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 more times per day and injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call now and learn how to receive your new continuous glucose monitor at little or no out-of-pocket cost.
You know, Conrad, you said something in your weather forecast that I found was interesting. And by the way, interesting is a Midwest to say strange. You said that you wish it was 92 right now, like it was in 1952. And I gotta say, that is totally wrong. That was way too hot.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'll take those 90s over 30s, 40s, and snow.
But at least it was 50 today, right?
It was, yes, yes. So we had some 50s out there earlier, some mostly cloudy skies out there right now. But there's some thicker clouds rolling on in because some more rain will be back in the forecast tonight and into the morning hours tomorrow. But this will be very light at that. Maybe some snow might start to mix in as those temperatures really drop into the mid-30s out there. But our bigger system is the weekend system. Look at Saturday, lots of rain starts to move in, and then lasting Saturday night through Sunday, and then moving out by Monday morning. So that is going to be your next low pressure system, a long-lasting low pressure system that will start to move out by Monday. But look at this active weather pattern. Pretty much every other day we're having some type of rain, but at least those 40s and 50s are back in the forecast.
Gotta get that silver lining when we can. So thank you, Conrad. We'll have more from Conrad, and we'll have more news at Newswatch 12 at 6. We'll see you then.